Does it fit okay, Lena? Riley asked, tilting her head as I stepped out of the dressing room in white satin. I twirled once, holding back a grin. It's perfect. I didn't think I'd feel this bridal. You look like someone from a magazine, she said, snapping pictures. James is going to pass out when he sees you walk down the aisle. I laughed, but something in my stomach turned. Across the boutique, James was talking to Alina. Too close. Too familiar. Is he flirting? I muttered. Riley followed my eyes. Who? James? With Alina? No way. That's your sister.
Exactly,
I said, watching Alina touch his arm like it was hers. That's what makes it weird. He probably just said, she looks good. She does. Don't spiral. I nodded slowly. Yeah, you're right. But I didn't feel right. At dinner, we clinked glasses and toasted to love and loyalty. I watched James the whole time. He laughed harder at her jokes than mine. When I touched his hand, he barely reacted. Excuse me? I said, standing. I forgot something in the car. Want me to come with? James asked. I shook my head. No. Stay. Outside, I didn't go to the car. I just stood under the night sky, breathing. When I returned, James was in the hallway, phone in hand, arguing with someone. I said I'll handle it. Stop pushing. He froze when he saw me. Lena, everything okay? I could ask you the same. He slipped his phone into his pocket. Just work. Know how it is. I nodded, eyes on his jacket. You left your phone on the counter earlier? He stiffened. Did I? Yeah. I put it back in your coat. Later that night, after everyone left, James took a shower. I heard the water run. Heard it cover the sound of my breath shaking as I opened his phone. No password, just fingerprints. And trust. Messages so many. From Alina, I hate pretending like you're not mine. It's just a few more days and she's out of the way. Meet me in the wine cellar after dinner. I've been dying to taste you again. My hands went cold. I read. More I shouldn't have. But I did. They'd started months ago. Whispered meetings while I was at work. A hotel under his name. Her lipstick left behind like a trophy. I didn't cry. Not yet. He walked out in a towel, hair dripping. Hey babe, you good? I didn't look at him. Just stood there holding his phone like a blade. He paused. What's wrong? It forgot to delete them. His eyes widened. Alina, I snapped. You've slept with my sister repeatedly. It wasn't like that. Don't you dare, I said, stepping back when he moved toward me. Don't lie. Don't gaslight. Don't open your mouth unless you're going to confess. He stayed quiet. Silence hurts more than lies. I walked to the door. Wait, can we talk about this? You should call her, I said. She'll probably answer faster than me. Riley opened her door half asleep. Lena, what the hell? I didn't speak. I just walked past her and sat on the couch. Did something happen? I handed her the phone. Oh my God, she whispered. Lena, I was going to marry him. I know. Okay. And she's my sister. I know. I pressed my palms to my eyes. Why does it hurt more that it was her? Because she was supposed to protect you, Riley said softly, not take what you loved. I don't even want him back. That's the thing. I'm just humiliated. She sat beside me. Then don't cry for him. Don't let this break you. I'm not broken, I whispered. But my heart didn't. Believe me, yet. The next day was the rehearsal. I showed up in silence. Alina smiled like nothing happened. James avoided my eyes. Lena, she said, looping her arm through mine. Can we talk? Not now, I said. James stepped forward. Please, Lena, just 5 minutes. I turned to both of them. You really thought I wouldn't find out? People looked at us. The room hushed. I'm sorry, James said quickly. It just happened. No, I corrected. You made it happen. Again and again. Okay? And I looked at Alina. You always wanted what I had. Even when it was rotten, Elena's face turned red. You don't understand. I understand perfectly. I dropped the bouquet onto the table and turned to walk out. You're making a scene, she hissed. No, I said, without turning around. You already did. I'm just leaving it. Outside, the sky looked the same, calm, normal, deceitful. I walked into the street with no idea where I was going. Just away from her. From him, from everything. Tears finally came. But only when no one could see. I didn't text her. I didn't warn her. I just walked into our mother's house and found her in the kitchen, humming like nothing ever happened. You slept with him, I said. She didn't even flinch. Good morning to you too, Alina. You slept with my fiancé. She turned, leaned against the counter and crossed her arms. Are we really doing this here? You didn't even try to hide it. I wasn't trying, she said. I was tired of pretending. You're supposed to be my sister. And James was supposed to love you, but here we are. I stared at her, waiting for remorse. There was none. I trusted you. Maybe that's your problem, Lena. You trust too easily. I was going to marry him. I know. That's why I tried to stop it. I blinked. You think you did me a favor? I think you needed a wake-up call. James wasn't happy. You weren't either. I was fine. You were settling. You're unbelievable. She rolled her eyes. Look, James and I didn't plan it at first. It just happened. You say that like you tripped and fell. Into his bed, she didn't even blink. You could have told me. You could have said something before you let me walk around in a wedding dress like a joke. Why? So you could cry and still marry him out of pride? I laughed, sharp and hollow. You think I'd still want him after you? Oh, please. Don't act like you didn't see it coming. He was never all in with you. That didn't give you the right to do what you did. He chose me, Lena. No. You offered yourself enough times that he stopped resisting. She smirked. Does it matter? He's with me now. I took a deep breath and turned toward the hallway. Where's Mom? In the living room, I walked in. Mom was knitting like it was any other day. Did you know? I asked. She looked up. No? What? That Alina and James were screwing behind my back. Her eyes narrowed. Don't talk like that. Answer me, she sighed. Alina mentioned feelings. She mentioned sex. Mom. Behind my back with my fiancé. Mom put down the yarn. Maybe this was for the best. I stared at her. What? You and James didn't match. You were always too quiet for him. I didn't ask for a review. I asked if you knew. And what if I did? She snapped. What would you have done? You always think you're the victim. Ha! Was the bride. They were sneaking around. I'm not imagining that. Don't raise your voice. I'm not yelling, I said, shaking. I'm breaking. Alina deserves to be. Happy too. I choked on a laugh at my expense. At someone's, life's not fair. Alina, I said, turning back to the kitchen, pack your bags. Get out of this house. She raised an eyebrow. This isn't your house. She's right, Mom said behind me. You're overreacting. You want her. Fine, keep her. I walked to the front door. You're being dramatic, Mom said. I paused. No, I'm being done. Riley opened her door again. 2 nights in a row. What now? I'm moving out. Stepped aside. Come in. Sat on her bed. They're not sorry. Not even a little. Your mom too, especially her. I'm so sorry, Lena. I shook my head. No, don't say that. I don't want pity. What do you want? Nothing. From any of them. You're allowed to hurt. I don't want to hurt, I said. I want to disappear. Then disappear here. For a while. Reset? I leaned back. I'm not going back. Not even to grab your stuff. They can keep it. Let her sleep in my old bed, wear my old clothes. Take everything. Riley sat beside me. What now? I don't know. Do you still love him? I don't even recognize him. There was a pause. You're strong, Lena. You'll be okay. I know, I whispered. But not today. 3 days later, I saw the photos. Lena moved in with James. She posted one of them kissing on the front steps of his condo with the caption, Right love, wrong time. Comments were full of, Fire emojis and fake support. I didn't react. I didn't post. I didn't call. I just stared at the screen and thought she was supposed to be my sister. And now she was nothing at all. I'm calling in sick, I said into the phone. Riley paused. Lena, it's been 5 days. I know. You haven't left the apartment. I don't need to. You haven't showered either. That's optional. Not, she said. And deleting your Instagram doesn't count as healing. I just didn't want to see their faces. They already blocked you. I know. That's why I beat them to it. She sighed. This isn't you. I stared. At the wall, it is now. I ignored calls from work. Ignored group chats. Ignored the blinking voicemail icon for a full week. When I finally stood up and looked in the mirror, didn't recognize myself. My hair was greasy. My skin looked pale. My eyes flat. I wasn't crying anymore. That scared me more than that. Crying did. You're really going in today? Riley asked as I grabbed my blazer. I have to. You're not ready. No one ever is. She studied me. You look different. I am. Okay? Go in there and do your job. I'm not going in to do my job. Then what are you going in for? I zipped my bag. I'm going to start over. The office felt colder than I remembered. No one said much. Few nods. A few fake smiles. I avoided the break room and headed straight to my desk. Ms. Doyle appeared beside me. You're back. Looks like it. You've been out 2 weeks. I needed time. Hope you used it wisely, she said. You're presenting today. What? Marketing review. 10 a.m. boardroom. I wasn't prepared. You will be, she said, handing me a folder. Good luck. 10 minutes before the meeting, I stood in the bathroom, staring at my reflection again. You can do this, told the mirror. My reflection didn't answer. The boardroom was half full when I walked in. Mr. Damian Blackwood sat at the head of the table, reviewing notes. Sharp suit, sharper eyes. He didn't look up when I sat down. Ms. Carter, he said eventually, you're late. I know. He raised an eyebrow. Do you also know what you're here to present? Yes. Then proceed. Everyone turned to me. I opened the folder, then closed it. I'm not using the script. I said someone choked on their coffee. Damien leaned back. Interesting. The last pitch was safe. Predictable. It made no impact. And yours? Mine might get us sued. That got his attention. I stepped forward. But it'll also make people feel something. Let's hear it. I walked to the screen and clicked through slides that weren't approved. Weren't. Polished, weren't even discussed. We don't need to be liked, I said. We need to be remembered. One slide read. Comfort is forgettable. Risk is profitable. There was silence. Then whispers. Mr. Blackwood raised his hand. Quiet. Turned to face him. I know it's not safe, but neither is staying silent. He tapped the table. Meeting dismissed, except for Ms. Carter. People filed out. Whispers followed me. He didn't speak until the door closed. Sit, he said. Explain yourself. I had time to think clearly. I saw where we're heading. I saw how to fix it. With shock value. With truth. He watched me closely. Something changed. Yes? What? I met his eyes. Everything. He tilted his head. You speak differently now. I feel differently now. And what happened to you, Ms. Carter? My sister slept with my fiancé. I said flatly. He blinked once. That would do it. I thought I'd fall apart, I said, but I didn't. He leaned forward. You're channeling it. I'm weaponizing it. He nodded slowly. Good. That caught me off guard. Good, yes, he said. Pain is only useless when it's quiet. I looked down at my hands. It still hurts. It should. I'm not okay. You will be, he said. If you keep going like this. I breathed in. I don't want to just survive it. I want it to mean something. He stood. Then, make it mean something. Was the pitch enough? For now. Will it go forward? He smirked. We'll see. But you definitely woke the room up. I stood too. Good. You opened the door for me. Welcome back, Ms. Carter. Riley met me at my desk. Well, I survived. She handed me coffee. That's all you need today. I've pitched. Something wild, I figured. Doyle looked mildly terrified. She always looks like that. She told HR, "You've gone rogue." Maybe I have. She nudged me. You seem awake. I feel like I've finally inhaled after drowning. Riley smiled, told you you'd get back up. I took a sip of coffee and stared out the window. Yeah, I said, but next time, I'm bringing fire. Can I trust you, Ms. Carter? Damien asked, fingers steepled beneath his chin. I stared at him. With what? He slid a black folder across the desk, something that hasn't been shown to anyone outside the boardroom. I glanced at the cover. No label. It's just my heartbeat echoing in my ears. Why me? You're the only one lately who seems more interested in impact than approval. I opened the folder. The numbers were bold. The risks even bolder. This is massive, I whispered. That's why I need quiet. No leaks, no hesitation. I don't leak, I said. He smiled faintly. So I've noticed Riley caught me reading the file at my desk. Blackwood gave you that, she whispered. I nodded. You're officially the favorite. Just working. You're glowing. No, I'm panicking, she grinned. That's your glow. The first late night started with silence. I sat across from Damien in his office. Both of us bent over financial reports. He broke the quiet. You're different now. I didn't look up. Different how? Sharper, less apologetic. That bad? He leaned back. It's necessary. You sound like someone who's been through it. I have. I glanced at him. Care to share? He set his pen down. My ex-wife cheated on me. I blinked. I'm sorry. With my brother, he added. I blinked harder. Okay? I'm really sorry. It was years ago, he said. The echo stays. I nodded. Yeah, I know that sound. I read the headlines. He said, your sister and James, brutal. Everyone read them. You didn't. Clap back. I don't need the world to know I'm angry. Smart. I want them to think I'm indifferent. Are you? No, I said. But I'm getting closer. By the third night, we started talking more than working. Why? Didn't you leave the company after all that? Damien asked. Because I didn't want them to win. Not even a break. I broke, I said. Then I came back. He nodded. I respect that. You hide yours better, I said. My pain? Yeah, he smiled without warmth. That's because I burned mine to ash years ago. Still collecting the pieces. You'll burn them eventually. Will it feel good? He hesitated. No, but it'll feel done. Brent, Damien's right-hand man, walked in while we were reviewing ad mock-ups. He raised an eyebrow. Late night. Confidential review, Damien said. Brent nodded. She in on it now? She is. Brent turned to me. Good luck. I raised a brow. I'll need it. With this guy, Brent said, jerking a thumb at Damien. Always. Damien rolled his eyes. Out. Brent winked at me and left. On Friday, I caught Riley scrolling through her phone, snorting. What now? Alina and James just did a photo shoot in front of a castle. Like royalty. Caption says, true love always wins. I stared at the screen. Wow. Want to see? No. Good. You shouldn't. I leaned back. They're obsessed with looking perfect. It's probably because it's not real. Still stings. Till sting less when you're sipping wine in Blackwood's office while they stage kiss for likes. I'm not sipping wine yet. Later. That night, I packed up my laptop when Damien called out from his doorway. Do you have a second? I walked over. Yeah. He gestured to the window. Come here. I stepped beside him. The city lights flickered beneath us. I used to stand here every night, he said. Wondering if my life was over, I looked at him. Was it? No. Just the part I thought I needed, and now. Now I run the company that everyone said I couldn't, and the brother, estranged. Still bitter, still small. And the ex-wife married someone richer, still miserable. I laughed softly. That's satisfying. It was. Now it's just done. I nodded. I want to reach that. You will. I'm not used to men keeping promises. Not used to women keeping quiet. I looked at him. Do I talk too much? No, he said. You say just enough. On my way out, I passed Brent by the elevators. Late again, he said. Working. He tilted his head. Or bonding. I raised an eyebrow. Don't look at me like that, he said. If I've worked for him for 10 years, I know when something shifts. Nothing's shifting. He smirked. If you say so. The elevator doors opened. I stepped in. Hey, he said. I turned. Don't hurt him? I blinked. What? He's been burned enough. The doors closed before I could respond. Back home, stared at my reflection. I smiled, not because of James, not because of Alina, because for the first time in weeks, I felt like someone worth watching. Don't wear black, Riley said, rifling through my closet. This isn't a funeral. It is for them. You're not burying them, Lena. You're just outdressing them. I smirked. Same thing. She pulled out a deep emerald dress. This one. It screams, you fumbled a queen. I was going for subtle. Subtle doesn't trend. Trust me. The ballroom glittered with gold lights and fake laughter. I scanned the room for familiar faces and spotted Damien near the bar, already surrounded by executives. He looked up. Our eyes met. He smiled, small but real. You came, he said. When I reached him, you invited me. You clean up well. Is that your professional opinion? He leaned in. No, that's personal. I felt his hand brush the small of my back. Just enough for the cameras trying to start rumors. I asked, trying to end some. The crowd parted. I saw the Melina in a white sequin dress. James in my favorite suit. The one I picked out months ago, they looked like porcelain. Beautiful and breakable. Elena's here, I said quietly. Damien followed my gaze. And that's the famous Fiancé's ex, right? They don't know we're working together, I added. They will now. He stepped closer, fingers resting gently at my waist. Alina spotted me first. Her expression cracked, then froze. James did a double take. Wow, Riley whispered behind me. That reaction, worth every second of curling your hair. They approached slowly, like I was a crime scene, Lena said, eyes darting. Between Damien and me, what are you doing here? Networking, I replied. With him. Damien extended a hand. Damien Blackwood, CEO. James hesitated before shaking it. James Whitmore. Real estate? Ah, Damien said. Alina cleared her throat. Akina cleared her throat. You two know each other. I smiled. We work. Together, Damien's voice was smooth. She's leading a new project under me. One of my most trusted. James looked down. And tonight, Damien added, she's here as my date. Lena paled. You're dating, she asked. Damien didn't blink. Or exploring something promising. James clenched his jaw. I didn't realize, Alina said softly, you didn't ask. I said, people around us had started whispering. One woman in a red dress leaned toward her husband. That's the sister, right? Another muttered. Guess karma's not always subtle. I let them talk. For once, I didn't feel exposed. I felt armored. Alina pulled me aside near the champagne fountain. You're really with him? What does it matter? It matters because this looks calculated. It's not, she scoffed. You're just using him to get back at me. I don't have to use anyone. You made your bed. Does he even know who you are? Yes, I said, steady. And he still stayed. She crossed her arms. You think you've won? I didn't even know we were still playing. Back near the bar, James stood alone. You look different, he said when I approached. I am. You're with him now. I'm with someone who doesn't. Lie to my face. I made a mistake. You made dozens, I said. You just never expected consequences. He ran a hand through his hair. Does he treat you well? He doesn't treat me like an option. James looked down. I miss you. Too bad you didn't think of that before sleeping with my sister. He flinched. You don't have to say it like that. But I do. When I returned to Damien, he handed me a drink. All good? Better than good, I said. Want to leave? I nodded. Let them talk. They already are. He smirked. I smiled. Behind us, Alina stood stiffly beside James, pretending not to watch, but she did. And I let her. Double quotes. Ms. Doyle wants to see you, Brent said, leaning into my office. She'll say, why? She didn't sound thrilled. I followed him down the hallway, stomach tight. Come in, Ms. Doyle said, eyes unreadable. Close the door. I stepped inside. Is everything okay? She folded her hands. That depends on how you define okay. All right, what's this about? She slid a manila folder toward me. You might want to sit. I did. Before you joined Damien's project, she said, someone submitted an anonymous complaint about you. My mouth went dry. What kind of complaint? That you were unstable, emotionally volatile, distracted at work. I stared at her. That's not true. I know. That's why I dug. I opened the folder, screenshots, emails, all from Elena's company account. She tried to get me fired, I whispered. She's been planting seeds for months. Before the wedding, even tried to block your transfer to Damien's team. My blood ran cold. Why? Ms. Doyle raised an eyebrow. I think you know. I stormed into Damien's office without knocking. Whoa, he said, looking up. You okay now? I snapped, slamming the folder on his desk. Need to see this. He opened it. His eyes darkened with every page. Alina sent these over and over. She tried to destroy me. He looked up slowly. Why didn't you come to me sooner? I didn't know. He stood jaw tight. She's done. Wait, I gave her a chance to prove herself. She used it to stab you in the back. She won't go down quietly. She won't need to. I'll make it public. Damien, you deserve better. Let me handle it. That afternoon, the entire floor was gathered in the main conference room. Alina Whitmore. Damien announced, voice crisp, is no longer leading the Lexington pitch. A ripple of gasps spread through the team. She has violated internal trust protocols and will be stepping down, effective immediately. Lena will take her place. Alina stood, frozen. What? Damien didn't blink. You may collect your things. Her voice cracked. You can't do this. I just did. She spun toward me. You set me up. I met her eyes. You did that yourself. You're a manipulative snake. I smiled. Hiss. In the hallway, she caught up to me, heels clicking like gunshots. You think? This makes you better than me, she spat. I think it makes me free. You ruined me. You did that when you opened your mouth and sent those emails? You always had to be the victim, she hissed. Poor little Lena, so innocent, so fragile. I turned to face her. You tried to burn me alive. You're just mad I walked out of the fire prettier. She trembled. You stole everything. I reclaimed what was mine. You're a nobody. I leaned in. Then why are you screaming in a hallway full of somebodies? She looked around, people watching from open doors, whispering behind coffee mugs. Her mask cracked. You'll regret this, she hissed. I already regretted trusting you. She shoved past me and disappeared into the elevator. Back in my office, Ms. Doyle knocked. I heard, she said. I didn't want it to go that way, but you're not sorry. I sighed. Not even a little. She smiled. Good, you earned this. Later, Damien called me in. You handled that. Better than I expected. She humiliated herself. I just stood still. You didn't gloat. Didn't need to. He nodded. You still want to lead this pitch? I want to lead everything. He smiled. Then let's start with that. I sat at my desk, heart still thudding. Not from fear, but from the sheer weight of the shift. For the first time in months, maybe years, I wasn't waiting for the next betrayal. I was finally causing the quake. "Lena?" Brent whispered, peeking into my office. "You need to see this." "What now?" "Elena's in Damien's office." Shut the door behind her, alone. My stomach dropped. She's bold. She's desperate. I stood silent. For a moment, let me guess. Tight dress, crocodile tears. She came in swinging hips. Of course she did. Later, Damien appeared in my doorway. His expression said it all. "How'd it go?" I asked, leaning back. "She tried to kiss. Me, I blinked. She what?" She said, "Dan," I quote, "we both deserve better than Lena." I laughed, sharp. "She really thinks you're that easy." She touched my tie. Called herself my upgrade. "What did you say?" I told her I don't chase garbage. I snorted. Ouch. She didn't take it well. "I imagine not." She cried. Screamed something about how everyone always chooses me. "Projection," I muttered. "Then she tried to accuse you of manipulation." Of course she did. I told her I've seen real manipulation and she's not smart enough for it. Double ouch. She left shaking. Good. He sat across from me. "You okay?" She tried to ruin me. Now she's just ruining herself. That night, my phone lit up. Riley sent a screenshot. At Nina James official dinner with Anne. Old flame, I stared at the image. Nina in James's lap. Glass of red wine in hand. His hand on her thigh. Riley called immediately. "Did you see it?" "Yeah, she tagged him." "I know." "Did Alina?" "Not yet. She's going to combust." I smiled. Good, the internet exploded. The comments were merciless. Didn't he just get engaged? Alina deserves it. Karma's real. Yes, cheaters cheat. I didn't post. I didn't need to. Their downfall wrote itself. 2 days later, found Alina in the company parking garage. Alone. Smoking. "You know those things kill you?" I said. She flinched. "You got what you wanted. You can stop gloating." "Not gloating. I'm observing. You think you've won?" "I didn't know it was a competition. You always act so innocent." "No," I said. "I just stopped apologizing." She stared straight ahead. "He doesn't come home. Anymore? Should have thought of that before jumping into his bed. I thought if I had him, I'd feel whole. If you didn't steal love, you stole convenience." She laughed bitterly. "And he still left." "No, he never stayed. I met Damien at his car later that evening." "Did you hear?" I asked. Nina post. Hard to miss. "Alina hasn't returned my last 5 emails." "She won't. She's unraveling. She still thinks I'm the villain. She can't face herself. She tried to seduce you. Just to hurt me. She only hurt herself." I paused. "Do you ever regret trusting people all the time?" "But I don't regret you." That silenced me. He opened my door. "Come on, let's get dinner." Back home, I checked Alina's profile. No engagement photos. No happy captions. Just one story. Black screen, white text. "Don't trust anyone. Even blood lies." Funny, that's exactly how it started for me. "Come sit," Damien said, softly patting the space beside him on the couch. The city glittered beneath the penthouse windows. But his eyes stayed on me. "You've been quiet," I murmured. "You've been distant." I looked away. I didn't want to ruin the calm. "There's something I've been thinking about," he said. "For a while now." I turned back. "Okay." He reached into his coat pocket. "No," I whispered. He opened the box. A ring, simple, sharp, unyielding. Like me. "Damien, marry me." My throat closed. "You're serious?" "I've never been more sure." I didn't touch the ring. "Why now?" "Because you already live in my head. I'd as well live in my home too." "That's not romantic." I tried to joke, but my voice cracked. "It's honest. I studied him. Do you love me? Or do you just hate her too?" His expression didn't change. "I love you because you survived what broke her." I went still. He leaned closer. "'Cause you wake up every day, even when you don't want to." My breath caught. "Because you don't need anyone, but you still chose me." Tears burned. "You see me. I always have." I took the ring, turning it over in my palm. It's not white gold. It's black titanium. I love that. I smiled. So I slipped it on. Yes. We married 3 weeks later. No guests, no speeches, no chaos. Just us, just peace. Ready? He asked, waiting at the end of the garden path. I looked down at my dress, black, sleek, unapologetic, no regrets. I asked, stepping forward. Only that I didn't meet you sooner. Good answer. The officiant nodded. You may begin. Damien didn't flinch. Lena, you are not soft, and I love that about you. You are fire and silence. You are reason and rage. And you are mine, if you'll still have me tomorrow. My lips parted, trembling. Damien, I thought I was broken. I thought surviving meant shrinking. But you saw me even the jagged parts. And now, I don't want to just survive anymore. I want to live with you. We exchanged rings under the fading sun. No audience, no approval, no lies, just truth. Later, as we stood on the balcony, champagne untouched, Damien asked, "What would your mother say right now?" That I've lost my mind. And your sister. That I stole her life. Did you? No. I faced him. I built my own. He touched the back of my neck. Black suits you. It's not mourning. I know. It's rebirth. I know that too. I exhaled. Do you think it'll always feel this calm? No, but I think we'll choose each other anyway. My voice dropped even when I'm cold, especially then. Even when I flinch at kindness. He nodded. That's how I'll know you still need it. I closed my eyes. Thank you for not asking me to be softer. I wouldn't survive someone softer. My phone buzzed later that night. One new message. Alana stared at it, unread. Damien stepped behind me. You okay? She knows. Her, I held his gaze. I don't owe her a reaction, do I? No. I deleted the message without opening it. She had enough of my past. She wasn't getting any of my future. Mail came. Damien said, dropping the envelope on the kitchen. Counter, no return address. I asked, already knowing. Looks familiar, though. I stared at the handwriting. The slant, the looped Lena. You don't have to open it. I want to. I slid it open with a knife. My eyes scanned the first line. Lena, I don't. Even know if you'll read this, I kept going. I lied, manipulated. I was jealous. He had everything Dad's love, James's attention, your dignity. I ruined it all, and I'm still not happy. I scoffed. Sounds honest, Damien said. Carefully. It's a performance. Anything else? I nodded, reading aloud. I didn't know how to love you as a sister. I only knew how to compete. I see now you were never playing the game. He watched me. You want to keep it? I folded the letter slowly. No, what are you going to do? I reached for the lighter. Give her what she gave me. The flame caught fast. I held it until the paper curled into ash. Damien didn't speak. I didn't need him to. I gave her so many chances. I whispered, watching the last ember die in the sink. I know. I gave him my heart, and they gave you pain. But pain made me powerful. He stepped behind me. You don't owe her anything. I know. I turned, but I still wanted her to say it. She said it too late. I shrugged. Now she can rot in regret. The office lobby gleamed as we stepped through the revolving doors. Cameras clicked, eyes followed. Ready for them? Damien asked, adjusting his tie. They'll whisper. Let them. They'll hate me. They'll fear you. My lips curved. I'm okay with that. He squeezed my hand. Mrs. Blackwood. Co-CEO Blackwood. I corrected. He grinned. That too. We stepped into the elevator. Brent was waiting on the 12th floor. Morning, he said, eyebrows raised. Matching power suits today. I laughed. Total accident. Sure, he smirked. The board's already in. Damien looked at me. You want to lead? I do. He nodded. They won't see it coming. That's the point. The doors opened, conversations hushed. Eyes turned, I walked in first, high heels, black suit. Chin up dot, no apology, no permission. Just presence, Lena Ms. Doyle said, tilting her head. Congratulations again. You, I said. I'm not here to decorate the corner office. Didn't think you were. A man in the back cleared his throat. What's the agenda today? I looked at Damien. He leaned forward. Our new initiative led by Lena, Hermers, broke out. I stood taller. We're restructuring, cutting dead weight. Redefining loyalty. Sounds ruthless, someone muttered. Sounds efficient, I corrected. Damien added, we've seen what happens when trust is misplaced. Silence, dot, then nods, then scribbles. Back in our office, Damien closed the door. You didn't. Flinch? I don't flinch anymore. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of me too. Kissed my temple. Your past can't touch you now. It can try, I said, but it'll break itself trying. Later that evening, I stood by the window, city lights blinking like secrets. Elena's words echoed again, but they didn't sting. They didn't own me anymore. I owned everything now, even the pain, especially the pain.